Are shed conversions the easiest, most affordable way to achieve a tiny home?
We're going to share 6 very different shed homes to answer that question.
Hi, I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian, and welcome to our tiny homestead in Central Oregon. So we're standing in front of our 10 by 20 shed, which came with our property when we bought it. We could turn it into a little tiny house if we wanted to, but as of now, we use it as a shed.
But maybe a future home office. Today we're exploring how people are turning these simple prefab sheds into incredible, fully functional tiny homes for less than the price of a used car.
So of course, not every shed makes a good tiny home shell. So stick around to the end to get our advice on the best option.
Okay, so the shed homes we're featuring are all very different sizes and budgets, and also in 5 very different locales. Each has their benefits and legal considerations.
We'll start with an ultra budget-friendly off-grid build, and this one is a masterclass in resourcefulness. And we'll end with a tour of a gorgeous conversion that feels like a luxury cottage without the luxury price tag.
And if you love seeing creative tiny living spaces like these, please subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss a thing. All right, let's get to that first tour. First up, we have a perfect example of what you can do on a shoestring budget with a whole lot of creativity. This is a 10 by 16 off-grid tiny home built for just under $10,000. And it all started with a basic $4,200 shed. The owner's goal was simple: create a comfortable, livable space quickly and without going into debt, even if that meant having minimal utilities.
Hi, my name is Vernita.
My name is Travis.
And this is our tiny house here on the Navajo Reservation in Kaibito, Arizona. We live here with our son and our animals in a 10 by 16 tiny house. Okay, so this is our tiny house. It's 160 square feet.
These are the ladders that go up to our bedrooms. Ours are on the right. The left is our son's.
And we have our living room here and our kitchen on this side. I have something cooking on the stove. Let me check it. So this is our kitchen setup here. This is where we make dinner on a camp stove that we have. We made the countertops. I didn't want to buy a countertop or, install one permanently because I really wanted to move it around. We do have tires on this bottom part where we could move it from here to here. Up here is our pastas, dry foods. Our fridge is propane, so that runs off a 40-gallon propane tank. Over on this side, we do have our small wash bin right here that we wash dishes. And up here's most of our spices. Everything's just kind of small. You can also move this around also. If we want to put it somewhere else, we can also move this too. So we can also rearrange the kitchen or move the kitchen to the living room if we wanted to. We've literally just switched the kitchen and living room around so many times because it didn't feel right.
This is our living room where we sit, watch TV, drink coffee every morning. Our furniture is right here. We do have 2 hidden compartments. There's one underneath the couch. We do have extra sheets, toilet paper and stuff like that.
So for our tiny house, we have our clothings that are up in the loft area. We do have 3 boxes each, one for my son, my husband, and me. So in our tiny house, we had only 1 loft, which was the larger side. The reason why we put another one in was because our son kind of got a little older and he couldn't fit in between us anymore. We did put 2 ladders here. We had 1 actually, so we would maneuver it back and forth, but then somebody got stuck on the other side. And we just decided to do 2. This actually is really nice because when we get up there into the clothing area, we stand on both sides.
So Travis and Vernita were able to keep the cost down by doing all the labor themselves, with help from her dad. The lack of complicated electrical and plumbing systems helped too. And believe it or not, Vernita actually prefers using an outhouse, and that's because she was raised using one. They spent their money where it really counts, sealing the structure, adding insulation, and installing drywall. And this makes the shed livable year-round. What this $10,000 build proves is that it's absolutely possible to build your own simple, comfortable, and functional home. It just might not have every amenity of a traditional house. But for someone trying to become debt-free, it's an incredible and achievable solution.
While their humble off-grid homestead on the Navajo Nation didn't require permits, that's not always the case. Let's check out something a little less remote. A backyard cottage shed conversion with full utilities in the big city of Hotlanta.
This is a shed to ADU conversion. This shed is 12 by 24 feet and it sits in the backyard of my primary home in this south part of Atlanta. Honestly, it's a beautiful backyard oasis, tons of trees, lots of birds chirping. Welcome inside. This is a 297 square foot ADU, and it gives a really light and airy feel when you first come in. We have tons of windows, and I really love the light blue shade that we have on the walls. It really just opens up the space and makes it feel a little larger as well. And right over this little peninsula is where we have our sleeping area. This is a full-size bed that fits perfectly within this space. Then over here, we have a little breakfast nook, is what I like to call it. The TV is of course here, and it does swivel just so that you can see it from the bed, but if you like, you can also see it from the kitchen as well. Absolutely perfect. As of recently, when I made the change and moved the full-size bed over on the first level of the house, I then also made the change of moving the desk here. So when I'm not using the breakfast nook, I'm able to then utilize this as a working space, and I really love it too because it's such a beautiful view into the backyard. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely need a window when I'm doing all of my hard work. Now we are moving into the kitchen area, which is one of the highlights for me, at least in the house. I did not spare any space when it came to the kitchen because I did really truly want to make sure that I had enough time to do what I love, which is cooking and making meals. So I did not want any mini fridge. This is a full-sized, apartment size at the very least, fridge. I don't have a full-sized oven in here, but what I do have is an air fryer. And this thing is like the George Foreman grill in the 2000s, seriously. It does everything that I need it to do, from actually like frying chicken all the way to just making some French fries, or I've even made broccoli, like steamed some broccoli in an air fryer before. This has been able to do everything I need to do, coupled with the induction cooktop and just a basic microwave. I'm really able to make all of the meals that I need. Off of the kitchen, behind this beautiful barn door that I stained myself, is the bathroom.
Her initial spend fell within the mid-range budget of $35,000. But sadly, Precious had to fix major errors caused by an unfortunate contractor hire. So her final cost came to $50,000. But that's literally the cost of a new car, and way less than most tiny homes. For this project, the biggest hurdle wasn't the build, it was the legal hurdles. In most cities, you can't legally live in your shed if it doesn't meet local building codes. And even if it does, not all cities allow tiny homes on single lots or in backyards. Precious was able to get hers permitted as an accessory dwelling unit, which gave her security, the ability to get insurance, and the ability to live in it without fear of code violations. She's now launched a business called Gather ADU, which helps others navigate the legal process. Her tiny home proves that you can build a high-quality shed home that meets residential building code. It's important to know that not all sheds are equal. When you're looking for a prefab shed to convert into a tiny home, you'll want one with top-notch construction for durability and code compliance. And more on that later.
I want to live a long, fulfilling life. So being proactive about my health is incredibly important. And that's why I chose to get my blood tested through my Function Health membership. It's the only health platform that gives you access to data most people never see, and the insights to actually take action. With Function, you can test over 100 biomarkers from heart and hormones to toxins, inflammation, and stress. You can also access multi-region MRI and CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. It's an enhanced view of what's happening in your body. That's why top health leaders are all behind Function Health. I am so ready to get nerdy about my health and see my results. So stay tuned because I'll share a follow-up next month. If I did these tests on my own, it could cost over $10,000. But with Function, it's just $365 a year, which is just $1 a day for cutting-edge health insights. Learn more and join Function Health by using our link below. The first 1,000 to join get a $25 credit toward their membership. Use our gift code tinyhouseexp25 at sign-up to own your health. Many of you probably want to live the simple life on your own land. Claire's shed cabin journey began with finding her dream acreage in the northern Cascade Mountains. Buying a high-quality shell greatly reduced her workload and stress, which is important because she bought raw land, which meant extra work and expense to install a well and a septic system.
This cabin is 12 by 24 feet and it has a loft. It was built by Alpine Sheds up in Tonasket, Washington, north of here. And I have finished it out on the inside and outside myself with a lot of friends and family. Welcome. This is Lodestar, and it is about 288 square feet on this main level plus the loft. What I love about this is that there's just so much warm wood and light, which was sort of the goal. So you'll notice that this is sort of an angled shed roof style, and I was really interested in having just a warm wood feeling without being all wood. So I wanted it to look clean and bright. Light is really important to me. So I wanted at least the tall wall that looks out at the mountain to have the wood feature, and I had friends help me install all of this, which was a full weekend and a lot of fun sort of hanging from the rafters and ladders and whatnot. Then as we move over here to really the feature of this wall, which is the garage door, again, I just wanted to be able to capture the view with the intention of eventually building a deck, which now exists, and being able to just walk indoors and outdoors and feel sort of that indoor-outdoor flow. I love sitting on the couch and reading or on my laptop and watching the birds, watching the deer, watching the wildlife. So this has just been a fabulous choice that I would highly recommend to anyone. I also have a screen outside just to try to keep the bugs out when it's bug season, and that seems to work out really well as well.
So Claire began with a higher-end shell with structural upgrades to withstand mountain living. And that was worth every penny. And Claire's cabin proves that you can have a very fulfilling experience building your own home, even if you don't start from scratch.
But what if buying your own land isn't in the cards right now? Well, there's good news. There are some rural tiny home communities that rent lots for shed homes. As a people person, Jimmy really loves living in community. And get this, they're gonna allow him to add on to his tiny home in the future.
Hello. Welcome to my tiny home. It's 400 square feet. If you look around, it's got flavors and colors and interesting stuff, personal stuff, all reminders of my travels, my music. This is the grand room, and I'm just really glad we have a big high ceiling. Feels like a lot of space. This was my grandma's. It's the one real antique that I still have. This is an old-time closet before we had closets. You build one of these, and this is called a chifforobe. This is the hanging area for hanging clothes, and it works for the tiny house. Yeah, so this is my closet. And t-shirts and etc. My most special place though is my studio. This is where the music happens. Obviously, I play keyboards mostly. This is the logo for my band. And instruments, you know, as much as we could put on the walls. Guitar, bass, that's the closet. That's actually where the washer and dryer will go. We haven't put that in yet. This will be the bedroom at some point when I build my dome. This will become the bedroom. But for now, this is the music room.
You know, it will take a lot of digging to find communities that will allow shed homes. But Jimmy's setup proves they exist, and it can serve as a stepping stone for buying your own land.
Let's face it, rural properties are where it's at for living in a tiny home. You want to look for counties with unrestricted land. While not actually free of all regulation, they typically don't have building codes or HOAs, but they do have rules for installing things like a septic tank. Our final 2 shed homes are probably my favorite, and they take us to a charming family compound just outside a small town in East Texas. This loving family is a true inspiration. They created a supportive mini community that provides affordable living for all 3 households. Let's start with Grandma Judy. She lives in an adorable studio-style shed home.
Hi, I'm Judy, and I'm 83 years old, and this is my tiny house. Welcome to my tiny house. It's 280 square foot. When I decided that I wanted to go for the tiny house, Gina and I went to Lowe's and we looked around, and I picked out all of my appliances that I liked. And this is my lovely, lovely Yamaha piano. It is very compact, very narrow, and it has a beautiful tone, so I really love it. I've played piano my whole life, but not very well, but it's good enough for me. Right here is my bed. It's a double bed, full size, and it's large enough to suit my fancy. When I wake up in the mornings and look at my surroundings and my tiny home and my beautiful ceiling, I just think that it is wonderful that I'm able to have this and be free of bills.
The total cost of Judy's 280 square foot shed home is only $25,000. And that's with hiring a local contractor to finish out the interior. But what's crazy is that her daughter Gina's 600 square foot cottage cost only $30,000. 3 things made that possible. They got a solid discount from their local shed dealer, the interior was a completely DIY project, and they used a huge amount of free and discounted materials. The end result is nothing short of amazing. It feels like a luxury cottage.
Hi, I'm Gina. I'm 62 years old, and this is my tiny house. Hi there, welcome in to my home. It's a little over 600 square feet, and it's all open concept. I wanted it to be open so that I would have easy access in my older years, and that I could also have a visual of everything that was going on in the home. I wanted a big kitchen that I could bake my cookies in and have everything full size. I like to decorate it seasonally for every holiday, every event. I'm a big TikToker, so come see me on TikTok. One of the only things that I bought brand new for my home were these appliances, and that was one of the things that I said I had to have. And I held my guns no matter how much it was of an investment. And it's been worth every penny. I love them. They're the GE Cafe line. And I just wanted to have a pretty appliance because it's the centerpiece of my home, basically. And back here is my bedroom. It is open. Some people would have a problem with that. I don't. It's my house. Back here is the only room in my home. And it is my closet, my bathroom, and my laundry room. This is my closet, and I built it out of the shelving units from Target. Bottom is drawers, which I keep my sweaters in, and then I have 2 of the shelves that I put racks in for my clothing, which works out perfectly for me. This side is my bathroom. I love my bathroom. My tub was something that I had to fight for because no one really wanted me to have that tub. It was first off buried in mud, completely buried. So I spent about a week digging it out and move it over here. Then I worked several months scraping and cleaning that tub. And then I painted it gold and then gold leafed it. So I got my way, I got my tub, I love it. Don't give up, get yourself a handicap rail and get your tub. My sink was a find on Facebook Marketplace. It was free. I just had to buy the hardware off of Amazon. My mirror is a mirror that's been in every bathroom of every home I've ever lived in my entire life. Also, this chandelier has hung in every home I've ever lived in. My toilet was given away by a church that was getting new plumbing, so they gave away their toilets, and that was that one. I had my water heater back there. I didn't want to build something around it, so I just got a screen divider. And then I store all of my extra items in baskets and suitcases. Everything is mismatched in here. It's just the joy of finding beauty in older things and repurposing.
I adore Gina's maximalist decor, but I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. Though one thing's for sure, this beautiful home proves that a shed conversion doesn't have to mean compromising on style or comfort. Are you ready to turn a shed into your dream tiny home?
I think so.
The ideal shed styles that have ample head height and cozy charm are gable style, barn style, and cabin sheds.
You'll want to invest in a well-constructed shell with residential level framing. Look for sheds that are 2x4 constructed that are 16 on center.
And for companies that offer warranties.
Ooh, that's a real good idea.
Also, many shed manufacturers offer upgrades geared towards residential standards, and these offer a lot of durability. Things like house wrap under siding, tar paper under the roofing, and insulated windows.
But be aware, because this is where price can add up really quickly. That's why you want to compare a variety of companies to see what's included in the base price and to get quotes on customized models.
Some offer partially finished models with interior framing and electrical already in place, and a few offer fully finished models.
The more your shed company does at the beginning, the less you'll have to do later.
But you can save big if you do stuff yourself, like wall insulation.
And sheetrock.
Here's a great example. Jimmy's 14 by 28 tiny home cost $40,000 because his son completed the interior. But for $60,000, you can buy a fully finished version from his manufacturer.
When you're budgeting, do not forget to include all of the necessary finishing materials, from appliances to foundation prep.
Most shed manufacturers offer financing or rent-to-own programs.
But the devil's in the details, so make sure you look at those interest rates.
There are some real gems to be found, like this sweet 2-story workshop shed, and it starts at just $17,000. What's cool is that it's actually designed to meet the Appendix Q of the International Residential Code for Tiny Homes. That means it can be permitted as a legal dwelling in many areas.
There are legal workarounds for other situations.
Yeah, like if you want to live in an extra tiny shed home in a family member's backyard, because most places don't require a permit if it's up to 120 or 200 square feet. The catch is it's not supposed to be for living.
But if your neighbors are cool, then you're probably fine.
So as you've seen, a simple shed holds so much potential. With some creativity, careful planning, and a bit of hard work, it can be transformed into a beautiful, affordable home.
So which one of these shed tiny homes would you live in? Let us know in the comments below.
And for more inspiration, watch this tour of Melissa's tiny house. Her family transformed an old barn into a magical home that supports her healing journey post-brain surgery.